Alright, from one hyperfixation to I mean, like I keep saying, and the market can support more than one kind of film. You just don't have to be so zealous about it, is all, man. And with that out of the way, I just got back from Jurassic World Rebirth, the latest film in the long-running Jurassic Park / Jurassic World franchise, and while it may not be my favorite installment, I will say this. It's better than Jurassic Park 3, and definitely remixes a lot of elements from previous installments, and of course, the elements that are strongest are the ones I was hoping for when it got me in there, with really leaning into like the horror aspects, the heist aspects where they have to steal or slash extract three samples of DNA from dinosaurs, one on land, one in the air, and one in the water, in order to develop new medicines, and also a lot of elements that's coming from Crichton's novels, meaning that I wanted to include in previous installments, but couldn't. Least of all full-on genetic experiments, which does make sense because even with all the discourse over for the one from 10 years ago, I more or less understood that when more or less invoking genetic engineering's new nuke, and both it has a very tight script from David Koepp, who's been involved in some capacity since the beginning of the franchise, and director Gareth Edwards, who has experience in both smaller scale films as well as bigger blockbusters, definitely was the right person to hand the reins over to. So let's open it up. And definitely can tell that a lot of this money they spent, $180 million, definitely on the screen, and a lot of the product placements I expected even ones I saw as recently had the brand deals, even just last night. I just keep wondering how much M&M Mars paid to have their chocolates and candies in the movie over someone like Nestle or Hershey's, and how much, say, Dr. Pepper paid to have their drinks in there over Coke or Pepsi. And I definitely can say that even though there are familiar waters being treaded and not just the kinds that have dinosaurs in them, it is definitely one that's anchored by, again, the elements of the heist film, the horror aspects of the franchise, and a very strong cast led by the likes of Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali. And yes, I will definitely give you that one about the original Black Widow trying to steal dinosaur DNA with the help of the new blade, so to speak. Definitely time with that, fellas. And as for this family who was sailing in the area before the mosasaurs attacked, I will admit the way they end up washed up on the old facility actually makes more sense than it did in Jurassic Park 3, because they established the way they were on the water, or they likely wouldn't have known that the part of the equator that are on a restricted area, which makes more sense in some one trying to sell parasailing trips in this part, In fact, in all respects, the whole movie is basically like a remix of a lot of previous installments, but also even improving upon ones that didn't pan out so well. Since it's definitely a one that, if you've seen previous installments, have been a big fan fans as a whole as I have over the years, you definitely recognize plenty of iconography, but it still does remix all of them in amusing ways. Trying to make a run for the dogs with the DNA symbols in hand didn't end so well for the last guy that tried that. And of course, as per usual, there's like an obnoxious character, like a this time it's a farmer bro, shocker, and once again, it's one of the ones that's always satisfying to see, hey, the dinosaurs eat them. Um, I definitely approve of the the D-Rex giving this pharmaceutical executive the Luigi special. And given how the last movie, which I actually rewatched again last night, looks really good in 4K, a resolve the storylines from the previous trilogy and heck even the previous 30 odd years of storytelling, lane, it would make sense to me they would have to pivot for this installment went with in terms of cast and as well as tone, taking place 5 years after the events of Dominion, which would make sense that enough time has passed that a lot of things have changed for both humanity and dinosaurs alike. And I definitely, given the circumstances, especially of today, I did just kind of want to see this movie in my own way. I kind of needed to, to get my mind where my body is is off of Washington and off of the whole the headlines surrounding it, so to speak. Don't get me wrong, I'll still have plenty heading out in mind, and tomorrow to celebrate my own way. Hey, but sometimes it is, like I said, the simple things in life you treasure, and including trying to avoid getting eaten by dinosaurs in genetic experiments. Yeah, visually and in terms of thrills, it is indeed following the playbook set by previous owners of franchise, where while the CGI the original film pioneered is now to be expected, it did. I also like how they remixed it with some of the a different kind of practical work, such as like all the real stunts, scaling the cliffs, and also a lot of the mosasaur scenes on these boats. I mean, those will actually make a better Jaws sequel than all the official ones. Happy 50th anniversary to that film as well. Oh, and definitely he makes very good use of location, and so as per usual, oh, the facilities in the equatorial zones are of course filmed in Hawaii, hey, and even in the younger members of the cast end up being in danger are actually written more like actual oh, ordinary children that have been thrown in an extraordinary situation, and which another element recalls some of Crichton's novels as well. Since I definitely can say that I'll have to think about where I'm going to be placing this in the overall franchise, but I've had to say, hey, right now, at the very least, definitely better than Jurassic Park 3. Not as good as the first Jurassic World about 10 years ago, but I would say at least in the ballpark of Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, which were not without issues by any means, but I still maintain had more effort put into them than JP3 did. And at the very least, it was easy to suspend disbelief for all things going on there, or to me at least. So, I give this latest installment in the long running franchise as a like a phoenix rise from the ashes, like a 3 out of 4, or a 4 out of 5. And with that, that's one movie that I want to see down. 2 more to go, and my next couple ones I'm going to be prioritizing, as well as videos related to those, are Superman and Fantastic Four First Steps. So that'll be all for now, and I will see you again very soon. So Take care, everyone. Hmm.